Hi guys, so I have a theory about metaphysical theory, and I have to constantly in this world prove to you guys that what I'm saying is true and I'm not crazy. So let's dive deep into it. And um, when I looked this up, I used the reference: if a tree fell down and no one was around, would it even make a sound? Would it touch the ground? And one of the first things that it said is to be perceived. So then I had to ask, can something exist without being perceived? And this is when I like to help people split their mind a little bit, because I always say two things can be true at once. Now, it said that from a science standpoint, of course, but this can also go into subjective idealism. So your own subjective thoughts is what this is saying, right? Just break down words real quick with me. And that would just mean to eliminate materialism, which means we're all up in here. So what I came across is the theory of sense data, and that is mind-dependent objects whose existence and properties are known to you in perception. And when I looked up the definition of perception, because again, I think it's important to break down words, is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through senses. Now, this said that sense data is often placed, and I broke this down and decoded it myself, but these are the words that it used. I didn't change anything up that it used. I just simply cut certain things out. Like I said, or I just made it easier. Sense data are often placed in a time in series. Now, the definition of series can be an event after, or people of similar nature coming one after another. And then also this can be a set of a television or radio program. Now, there's two definitions to radio. That is the regular radio that we know, and radio is also the transmission of reception of electromagnetic waves of radio frequency, especially those carrying sound messages. Now, reception just literally means, it's another word for receiving something, perceived. That's reception. You're literally receiving electromagnetic. So now this is going deeper into your, again, that sense data. You're not just seeing things from eye's point of view. You're seeing things up here, and just then they start to use words like higher thinking order. Now, let's wait. Basically, critics wanted to knock this out and say, well, if someone looks at a tomato, it's red, right? And they said no, because if they're not in a perceptual system, it's not red. So what they're saying is that for a lot of us, what we're perceiving is simply things that we are being told, a systematic thing that we are being told. Now, critics who go against this are basically saying, if you tell someone who is looking at a red tomato that it is just a red tomato, and that they are wrong if they don't believe that it's a red tomato, that means that you are objectifying and possibly externalizing a subject's basic experience. Now, this means that, like, externalizing means to form something, right? So you're, like, again, forming a perceptual system around the idea that the tomato is red. Sense data possesses a necessity for high order thinking. Now, I want to talk about what high order thinking is, because I think this is important for humanity to sit back and really think about when, people are in the world and studying and giving information. And some people give information like that is not good. Some people give truthful information that is great. For me, I give information that is both beautiful and sometimes sad. But a lot of times when people give certain information that doesn't abide by people's perceptual system, they are called crazy. And I think that this is an important thing when we start to go into high order thinking. Now, high order thinking is simply analysis, evaluation, synthesis, I hope I'm saying the word right, / creation. So they thought synthesis and creation was the same thing. And the definition of this is combining different ideas or elements to form a new. Problem solving and critical thinking. These are literally things that everybody should fucking have. Everybody should fucking be able to analyze, evaluate, create, problem solve, and use critical fucking thinking. The idea of perception, which is a system, is literally fucking up your mind. High order thinking literally goes against materializing and objectifying things and trying to form your own, or just form a perceptual, again, that word perceptual, or perceptualize, I should say, label on human beings, on animals, on nature, on the world. This shit, y'all, it pisses me off because it's common sense. And the fact that people, and I'm a human being, that's what they called me, right? I'm alive. That's what I'm really going to say. I'm alive. I have a soul. I have a spirit. I have a beautifully flowing mind. How are other people's minds not working like this? And y'all get up on here and call people crazy when they talk about the government, people going up missing, NPCs. These are people who just haven't realized that two things are true at once. You need both emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence at once. I have both. I truly understand why everyone feels like they can call me crazy and come up on these posts randomly. I truly understand why people in my life have attacked me and totally defamed my character. I totally understand why you did not want to get me to this level, because high order thinking is something that we should all have. So it's something for the betterment of the entire world around us. You guys are using perception so heavily that you can't use your own mind. And I think that needs to be studied, because we have lost people. We have seen history again and again. We have been lied to again and again. We just, but when someone speaks, we call them crazy.